one of my favourite segments of the week. We're joined by Dr. Karen Sutherland from the University of the Sunshine Coast. We had you in the studio on Friday. It was so great to see you back home safely.
Indeed, yeah, back to the warmth.
28 today in Melbourne. You missed that, sadly, but it's getting warm. It's getting warm. It's that time of year. Finally, we can put some shorts on. So we want to talk about social media audit, focusing on researching and assessing your activities. We've been doing one ourselves here at Ticker, obviously, up and running, and just that kind of try and get everything going at once. And then you have to look back and see, well, what's working, what isn't working, what needs more attention, what's a waste of time. Talk to us about the importance of actually doing that audit.
Yeah, well, this has actually come about because in the book that's coming out, there's a big focus on this, and I'm also in the middle of preparing a workshop for Tourism Noosa this Friday, all about taking their businesses through an audit. And so the way that I do it, there's different approaches, but I think the way you should do it is to focus on three key areas, which is your own social media presence, and then your audience who you're trying to connect with, looking at what they're doing, and also your competitors, just to have a good sense of what they're doing, what's working for them, what's not working for them, and above all, like, what are they doing, but what they're not doing as well, just to sort of see what's happening in the space. And so with your own social media presence, you should be looking at things like consistency. So is your branding consistent across the channels? Is the language that you're using really aligned with your brand voice and the personality that you're trying to get across for your brand? And just seeing what content's working and not working, because you want to do more of what's working. That makes perfect sense.
And you've made the point in the past about how sometimes you just kind of have to give up on some of the things that aren't working for you, rather than focusing too much on spreading yourself too thinly, essentially. Which becomes an ongoing problem, as you would imagine. So how would you know that is time? How would you know it's time to say, YouTube isn't working for me, we're getting 3 or 4 views, however we're getting hundreds or thousands of views on Twitter? Would you recommend people focus more on trying to push, or basically say it's just not going to work?
Yeah, so I think you're better off focusing even on 1 or 2 to begin with, and building your audience and doing that really, really well, and really mastering that, because particularly if you're in a business and you're looking after your own social media, you need to be as efficient as possible. So you need to go, that's why audience research is so important. So you need to find where your audience is and just really focus on that. So if they're most likely on Facebook, pour all your efforts into Facebook. If they're more likely, if you're a B2B, focus more on LinkedIn, because that's where you're going to get more bang for your buck. And if you're after sort of a younger market, go for things like Instagram and even TikTok, which is starting to come up as well.